So Moon Studios seems to have made it a habit to release a hotfix every single day since launch for No Rest for the Wicked, which no complaints from me, but damn, they're working hard. So they released patch notes, early access hotfix number 3, and they basically said it's their biggest hotfix patch yet, which is awesome. They improved performance, balance, loot, harvesting, graphics, progression blockers, and added new options in the settings screen. Then they also squashed a few dozen bugs along the way. They said that the amount of feedback, bug reports, and reviews they've received so far have been awesome. Please continue sending them in. So it looks wonderful. Those are the things that they definitely need to be focusing on. Starting off with performance improvements, they improved area streaming, making the game feel smoother while traversing across different areas. Dynamic resolution scaling is now less aggressive, maintaining higher image quality. That is something that I have heard people complain about, is that their dynamic resolution scaling was basically making it so the game was looking pretty blurry. So definitely a good change there. They improved culling for off-screen physics objects and characters. They fixed culling for bird animations, improving their performance and levels. There's a lot of them. Yes, there are a lot of levels, that's for sure. Additional shader optimizations for performance mode. That's good. Performance mode honestly only ran about 10% better than quality mode. So honestly, unless you're on like a potato, it wasn't even really worth running it. But hopefully it's better now. I have heard a lot of people saying that the performance is noticeably better, both on lower NPCs and on the Steam Deck. So fixed the leak, which increased memory and CPU usage the longer the game was played. They optimized rain and other GPU particles. I did notice a couple times while playing that when it started raining, my game would get sort of a stutter effect, but it honestly wasn't too pronounced and it went away after the rain started. The opening cinematics and ship prologue got optimizations. Honestly, that's really important, again, because it's first impressions, and first impressions are everything, especially to gamers. They got to make sure that the starting scenes have a good optimizations, because once you're invested into a game, it's a lot harder to put it down if you're having like frame rate issues and stuff. But in the beginning, if it just runs like shit from the very beginning, you'll be a lot more likely to refund it and not give the rest of the game a try. And I think especially on the ship with everything going on, all of the people fighting each other, and then also the fire and all that, the ship was definitely a pretty rough optimization wise. So they added memory optimizations for character customization textures, and then additional general CPU performance improvements. Then they added graphic additions and fixes. They adjusted brightness, contrast, and saturation. It no longer breaks HDR rendering. Fade to black and now actually fully fades to black in HDR mode. So HDR can actually go fully black, unlike the grayish black that you get with normal screens. Then for setting additions and fixes, they added the camera zoom adjustment option, automatic camera zoom adjustment for handheld devices, and performance mode. I'd assume that means you zoom in so that less of the screen is rendered, allowing for better performance. That could actually probably really help with performance, especially on handheld devices. Then we have menu changes. They added a new menu for exiting the game, which includes both exit to main menu and exit to desktop. Localized text for this menu is coming soon. And they adjusted repair menu size to accommodate for text in other languages. Great changes there. I know it's been really funny. There's sort of been a meme going around the community that there is a guide on how to exit the game because it isn't quite obvious, because holding down the options button, at least on controller, doesn't bring up the menu to exit the game. You have to just hit it once and then move over to the side, but that can be hard for people, who have issues with figuring stuff out for themselves, so understandable. Then we have balance changes. Weapons pairing now consumes stamina. So small nerf to pairing with weapons. I'm not sure it really needed it. The pairing window is already so small when you don't have a shield, but shield pairing remains unchanged. They really want you to just parry with a shield, which is okay. It's understandable. They nerfed gain focus on focus use enchantment. I mean, it had it coming. There were, anything where if you had enough focus and the spell costs like 50 focus, you could basically cast spells forever because it would gain a percentage of your total focus, and then you would be able to just spam a spell forever. So very understandable to nerf the gain focus on focus use enchantment. And then unarmed can now land hits while enemies are on the ground after performing a backstab. Yep, that's a good buff there for sure. Probably pretty important for people who want to do like a full game run completely unarmed. They adjusted dig spot rates such that clay drops more often. Oh my goodness, thank goodness. I mean, it doesn't help me because I already fully upgraded my realm, but to everyone else, you're welcome. Now you don't have to grind clay as hard. Honestly, grinding for clay was the worst thing ever. I really hated it. It took so long. And honestly, I didn't actually have very much fun doing it. I mostly just did it so that I could fully upgrade my town. So that's good. And then they reduced the number of hits needed for dig spots, ore veins, and trees. Again, wonderful change. Thank you so much. I enjoy the gathering in this game. I think it takes too long and it's a little bit too tedious. Good changes there. I want to get that feeling where like, ooh, I found this ore vein. That's awesome. I don't want to get the feeling, oh, I'm bored. I'm just holding down the Y button so I can finally get some materials. So great change there. Really love to see it. I want to get the dopamine from finding the different materials to grind to build up my town. I don't want to have to wait while actually gathering those materials. So then enemy changes, they improved behavior for the Nith Screamer and Shackled Brute. I don't really know that those had many issues, at least that I saw, but sounds good to me. Then we got a ton of bug fixes, so I will try to go through these relatively quickly. They take up my entire screen. So they fixed the crane not turning correctly in the Nameless Pass and blocking players from progressing. That was a big issue. They fixed the chest at Mariner's Keep elevator locking you in when you're trying to loot it. This actually happened to me like 3 times. I had to quit the game to get back in because you can't even open the menus when that happens. They fixed dig spots sometimes not giving any loot. They fixed the remaining enemies and bosses becoming kaijus. I don't know what that reference is or what that word is, so someone explain to me in the comments below, please. They fixed Falstad Derek's dealing damage during his transition while he is still human. They fixed certain doors in Sacrament not having interaction hints. They fixed missing VFX for attacks by Twin Bruisers, False Ones, and Boreskin Axe. They fixed condition where enemy attacks when they should not. I'm almost hoping that that's like stealth-wise, where you're walking up to an enemy and then they just turn around and attack for no reason. But I can hope, you know. Fixed vendor buy and sell prices on raw and refined materials being only 1/4 of what they should be. Fixed missing furniture items at the workbench. Fixed Mira's and Mary's spinning wheel not allowing players to refine wool threads into garments. They fixed keyboard and mouse buttons not working on bounty contribute panel. They fixed an issue where side notifications would occasionally spam players. They fixed parry tutorial trigger conditions. They fixed wording of enchanting tutorial to more accurately describe common rarity. That is a big issue. People don't really understand that common rarity doesn't actually mean something is worse than a legendary. That's not how items work in this game. Common rarity means that it's not enchanted. You can enchant it if you want, or you get 4 gem slots. Enchanted items do not get 4 gem slots. I think they get 1 gem slot. So it's a trade-off. You can decide, do you want these random enchantments or do you want to slot gems in so that you get the enchantments? You'll get exactly what you want, but maybe they won't have a really cool enchantment like a purple item, and you know they're definitely not legendary. But honestly, a lot of the legendaries enchantments aren't even that good. So you can definitely have a common that's stronger than a legendary. This isn't a game like Diablo where to be fully kitted out, you have to be all in legendaries. Some of the best weapons you can get are just weapons you buy, craft yourself, upgrade yourself, and then put the correct gems and stuff in them. They fixed the spot in the prologue where you can jump off the ship. They fixed sizing of a railing on the ship in the prologue. I wonder if those 2 bugs are connected. They fixed spots where you can get stuck in Climbing Loop in Orban Glades and Nameless Pass. That's happened to me a couple times. They fixed the spot in the Black Trench where you can see out of the world. They fixed Angler Delight Chowder's recipe name. They've changed Dano's confirm button color so it does not look grayed out. They fixed NPCs not knowing how to hold fishing rods in the Nameless Pass. They fixed missing shadows and correct volumetric fog after changing resolution. They fixed reflection popping in Sewers Dungeon. They fixed torches and fire popping in cinematics. They fixed rain appearing in caves in Nameless Pass. They fixed missing audio for waterfall in the Potion Cellar Cave. They fixed missing audio for Nameless Pass prisoner chopping and mining. They fixed an issue where there is a super bright mist in the Twins boss arena after respawning. They fixed pink effects appearing in faders at times, improved collision in some places at the Orban Glaives, improved faders in the Nameless Pass, and fixed photosensitivity screen having overlapping text in certain languages. Oh my goodness. So many bug fixes. My throat is seizing up because I had to talk so much. I'm going to go get a glass of water soon. But yeah, those were awesome. They did such a wonderful job with these. It's wonderful to see how many bug fixes they have added into this game. Honestly, so impressive. And I'm loving it. I think they're a wonderful studio. They're doing a wonderful job supporting this game. On Steam, it has gone from mixed reviews, and now it is up to mostly positive reviews, I believe. Yeah, it's at mostly positive. So that is a wonderful change for it. I think that the future for this game is really bright if they continue on the path that they're going right now. And let's check their player numbers real quick. NoRestForTheWicked. I think that it's doing pretty well, I would guess. Yeah, it's at 10,000 players, which is pretty standard, but it's going up to peaks of about 30,000, which is very healthy. I think that it will dwindle down as people go through all the content, but hopefully, they release new content, stuff like that. Anyways, I think they're doing a wonderful job. Keep it up, devs. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. The support on my recent videos has been unreal. And yeah, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.